Hey YouTube, it's Kelly and I am back. Today is, let's see, what is it? May 1st, 2012, and it is exactly 6 weeks since I had my gastric bypass. As you can tell from my last video, I'm feeling so much better. So I'll start off with my numbers. I had gastric bypass on March 20th, 2012. When I first saw my surgeon in January, I weighed 244. The day of surgery on March 20th, I weighed 230. And today I weigh exactly 200 pounds. Wonderland is so close, I can almost feel it. And that's exciting to me. So today is actually exactly 6 weeks. Today, and probably right about now, it's 10 o'clock, so right about now I was going in for surgery. And it hasn't been completely smooth, but I'm doing so much better than I was, and I'm feeling so much better. I had just a 6 weeks nutrition class, and I'm pretty much released to eat whatever I want. I'll backtrack and talk about last week. I had come on and said that I was going in for endoscopy. And they did go in, and they did find a stricture and cleared it out. And immediately, I woke up. The nurse was there. She said, "Would you like a drink of water?" And I said, "Yes." And I drank it, and there was no pain. It didn't feel clogged up in my throat. I didn't have the gurgling. I felt so much better. So, and that both my bariatric surgeon and the gastroenterologist that did the endoscopy both said, don't wait so long next time. So learn from my mistakes and call. If you feel like you have something wrong, both of the doctors said, you know your body best. So if you feel like you have something wrong, call them and let them know what's going on, because it's better to just check and it not be anything than to be something wrong. Because I suffered for almost 2 weeks having problems. I started getting food stuck and not being able to eat. And I actually waited a week before I ever called my doctor. And then it was almost a week. I called on a Monday, and it was Thursday before I had the procedure. So it was almost 2 weeks before anything got done. And by that time, I was super dehydrated. And you can see, let's see, I don't know how to get it there. They tried to put a IV in here, and they wanted to do it down here so that I could still bend my arm when I was having my procedure done. And so they tried twice, and they couldn't get it in because I normally have really small veins anyway. And then I was so dehydrated they couldn't get it in. So, and the guy didn't mean to hurt me. He was really, really nice, and he really apologized. But he couldn't use this vein, so they wound up actually just putting it there, and then I just dealt with it. But it was so quick. So if you have to have a procedure like that, don't be afraid. It actually took 3 times as long to get prepared and to wait to go in to have the procedure than it did to do the procedure. My husband said he didn't even get back. He got to give me a kiss and take my phone and everything before I went back. And then he said he didn't even get back out to the lobby and get sat down and get his book open to read, and they had already beeped him. They give you a little pager when you go in, when you have a relative having surgery. And so his pager was going off, and he said at first he was really, really scared. He was afraid I had gone into a coma or something. I felt so sorry for him. But he just couldn't imagine that they would be through that quickly. But they got in there, they put a balloon down and dilated the stricture, and I am feeling so much better, and I am able to eat, and I feel so good. The first day of the procedure, I was on clear liquids, and I was able to get about 3 glasses of water down, 3 8-ounce glasses of water down, and which was a ton more than I had been doing before. And then the next day, the very next day after the procedure, I was able to get 5 glasses of water down. Plus, I was on full liquids, so I was eating some cream soup with protein powder in it, and just, stuff like that. And then the day after that, I was able to go back to my soft foods. And so I still kind of took it easy. I ate scrambled eggs and refried beans, some of my go-to things that typically don't get stuck. I was able to eat those on the third day. And so, it was great, and I feel good. I'm back to getting anywhere from like 55 to 75 grams of protein now. And I just feel so much better now that I'm able to get the protein. So, learn from my mistake. If you have something wrong, call your doctor. Call immediately. Don't wait like I did. I was convinced that I was doing something wrong. I just knew that I was either eating too fast or I was taking too big a bite. So every time that I would eat, I would try to take a smaller bite and chew it better. But nothing worked. So, yeah, don't wait around like I did. So, anyway, I'm feeling really good now. One thing I have noticed, and you can tell me if you have the same problems, I have noticed since surgery my skin is so dry. I know some of that's because I wasn't getting enough fluid, but it was already getting dry before that. And I spend my time just putting tons of lotion on. I've told, you know, I have a couple of relatives that asked me what I want for my birthday. I'm like, I want lotion. I want lotion for my birthday. I feel just dried up, and I have never in my life ever put moisturizer on my face. I've always had a really oily face, and I've spent time trying to do anything to make it less oily, and now I am putting moisturizer on every morning and sometimes at night too because I feel so dried up. But, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't look like a little dried up prune by the time I lose all my weight. I'm hoping I don't get all wrinkly and everything. So, and people are starting to notice that I'm losing weight, and that feels really good. It feels good for people to make comments. So that's, you know, that's nice. I had to break down and go buy some new shirts because I did not have any shirts that fit, and things were starting to be really baggy, and I noticed that I was starting to look really sloppy, and I thought, you know, I don't want to look sloppy. I want to feel good about how I'm looking now because, you know, I'm losing this weight, and I'm starting to, you know, get my figure back and stuff, and I thought, I don't want to look sloppy. So I went out, I just went to Walmart, and I bought just some t-shirts, just regular t-shirts. But this is something that I bought that I would have never bought before surgery because I always wore just like a solid color shirt before surgery. I guess I wasn't brave enough, and I didn't really want to call attention to myself, but I saw this shirt. It's really fun. It's striping. It's a little bit longer. It's kind of tunic length. So it still covers up the hips that I still have and my belly that I still have. But I like it, and it's a fun color, and I would have never worn anything like this before surgery. So I'm trying to branch out and be the new me that I feel like on the inside. So I guess that's it. Oh, another thing, I just want to put this out here and ask what people do. If you have any suggestions, I seem to get a lot of unsolicited advice, and I don't know how to deal with it. One of the things that everybody that, you know, is besides people that are in my local support group talk about, my surgeon told us all in a class, and he told me individually, I want you to weigh every single day. And he had this study, and he showed us that the people that lose more than 50 pounds and maintain that for over 5 years are people that weigh every single day. So that's great. And so that I do what he says. I weigh every single day. And I don't care where I go, who I talk to, they all say, you shouldn't weigh every day. It's not good to weigh every day. So how do you deal with that? I mean, I usually just say, my surgeon wants us to weigh every day. And I try to just move on to something else. But it's hard for me. And honestly, I don't ask for advice from other people because every surgeon has such a different plan for their patients. You know, one person can have soft foods on day 3. I couldn't have soft foods for 3 weeks, you know, until the 3rd week. So it depends. Every surgeon is different. So I really don't ask for advice for anybody because I just call my medical team, and somebody in, you know, one of the nurses or the nurse practitioner or the surgeon or somebody will call me back and tell me what they want to know. So I don't really ask for advice, but I seem to get a lot of it. And, I mean, a lot of it. And really, like, random people that are super overweight, they really want to tell me what to do. And it's so hard because I don't want to be mean because I know it's hard to be overweight. I don't want to be mean, but that's the last person I'm probably going to take advice from. So what do you guys do when people just throw out that random advice? And some people are real insistent. Don't weigh every day. You shouldn't weigh every day. You know, they just they just hammer down on that. But, you know, I'm going to do what my doctor says. I'm trying to be the best patient possible, and I am doing this. I want to be successful. So let me know your thoughts and polite ways that you would handle it. I know I could be rude, but I don't want to. That's the new me. I don't want to be rude. It's actually the old me too. I didn't want to be rude the old me didn't want to be rude either. So tell me what you think. Some nice ways to deal with some unsolicited advice. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good week and make good food choices. And I will see you hopefully on the right day next week. Bye.